President Trump is installing his new economic policies, and CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says there are 5 things to watch. We're talking immigration, trade, the debt ceiling, and deficit and taxes. And Jill, thanks so much for joining us today. Hours after being sworn in, the president signed executive orders on immigration and trade. So what should we know about that?
Okay, so on the immigration front, economists are laser focused on how this crackdown might impact sectors that rely on undocumented workers. So think agriculture or food processing, construction. Now, the president said he plans to impose a 25% tariff on products from Canada and Mexico. That will start on February 1st. Now, he may extend those to more countries. So since U.S. importers pay the cost of the tariff, economists want to know if they pass those extra costs on consumers, will the inflation rate rise? So these are questions that are looming right now.
And the country approaching the debt ceiling. Talk about what that is and how does it differ from the deficit?
Well, the debt ceiling is the legal limit on the total amount of federal debt that the government can carry. Right now, we're looking at a debt ceiling of $36.1 trillion. Now, once we hit that debt ceiling, there are some things that Congress has to do. They either have to raise that debt ceiling or, conversely, they could let the U.S. default on its legal obligation to pay its bills. Not good. Now, here's the thing. The debt ceiling does not authorize new spending, so it really has no impact on the federal deficit. The deficit is the amount of money the government spends minus the amount of money it collects from taxes each year. So 2 separate issues. Debt ceiling does not impact the deficit.
Now, President Trump promised to extend the 2017 tax cuts, which are set to expire at the end of this year. What impact would that have on the deficit?
Well, this does have a real impact because according to estimates from the Congressional Budget Office, extending the individual and some of the corporate tax cuts from the 2017 tax bill, that would add about $4 trillion to the deficit over the next 10 years. So keep an eye on this. This is going to be a big fight. And for those of us here in the tri-state area, one part of that big fight is going to focus on whether or not the state and local tax exemption gets increased. A lot of Congress members from the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut delegations are really lobbying hard to move that from at least the $10,000 currently, maybe up to $20,000. I think anyone in the tri-state area would be very happy with any increase.
Jill, thank you so much for joining us today. And you can see Jill regularly on CBS Mornings on the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell. And for more analysis, go to JillOnMoney.com.